Since it's NATO week, for my first video, we're going to look at indigenous culture in Aussie coins and banknotes. So first up, we have the Aussie paper $1 banknote. As you can see on this side, we have the monarch, coat of arms with a stylized version of the Aussie coat of arms, and on the back have an indigenous design. This is the funerary rites of Gurmiringu, a prominent figure in Yolngu culture who is said to have been bitten by a snake, and after he died they held a funeral for him, and that's where the funerary practice among the Yolngu began. Okay, and next up we have something I forgot. So these banknotes were used from 1966 until they were replaced by a gold coin in 1984. And then next we have the first polymer banknote. On this side we have a ship, and then on this side you have an Aboriginal man, and behind him you have a morning star pole. Morning star pole is used to celebrate the planet Venus, which is deeply important to people in Arnhem Land. And so yeah, this was the world's first ever polymer plastic banknote. They were only made in 1988, I think, and the technology used to make this would be groundbreaking. And would go on to be used by several countries in creating polymer banknotes. The latest country of which to switch to polymer banknotes is the Republic of Samoa. Then of course, got a couple of coins. Here is the $2 coin, which replaced the paper banknote, the $2 paper banknote. As you can see, one side has the monarch, and this side has an Aboriginal elder, and this art is based off a portrait of Guaya Jungarai, who was a prominent indigenous man in his time. Would make lots of artwork, and he would sell it for money to try and make a living. So I don't happen to have one, but for the Mint released a what they call the baby edition coins. Well, a special set of coins where all of the images on the coins are basically baby versions of what are on the circulated coins. So on the $2 one, which I don't happen to have, instead of an Aboriginal elder, they have an Aboriginal baby. And then of course, next coin, our $1 coin. Now this one is from 1988. They were only made with this pattern in 1988. And as you can see, has an indigenous inspired kangaroo, whereas the regular ones have just a group of kangaroos or a mob of kangaroos. But still, pretty cool design. One of my favorite coin designs. Pardon me. Then we have the $50 polymer banknote on this side, and then on this side we have David Unipin, who's a prominent writer, inventor, and religious figure. I think he was a priest, and depicted alongside his portrait, you can see one of his inventions. He basically innovated on the design of sheep shearers, and his innovation was revolutionary in the shearing industry. And then in the micro text we have a piece from one of his written works that he did, and then over here we have an image of the church that he was born and raised, the church / mission that he was born and raised around. And so this is the older polymer banknote, and this is the newer one. As you can see, updated portrait. Now, instead of the shearer, the shears there, I should say, we have some indigenous shields. We still have some micro text. See if we can zoom in enough to read it. You can pause there and I'll try and stay still. Pause there and read that. Back to this. Alrighty. Oh, there we go. So yeah, there he is again. Shields, microtext. The church this time appears in the center, and this time it has a 50 on it as part of the security feature. We also have a book to represent him as a writer, but also the woman on the back, who we'll get to in a later video. We have some wattles and a black swan, which is actually Unipin's totem. So yeah. What's next? Next, now. So this is one of the new $20. Now, it may not seem like it, but this does actually have a bit of indigenous culture in it. Right here. So here we have a European style ship, and right there is a little indigenous canoe. Yeah, it's actually an overlooked feature that many Aussies don't actually realise is there. Then of course we have the newer $5 note, which has Parliament on one side, Queen on the other. But as you can see, as part of the depiction of Parliament House, you have this indigenous mosaic, which is actually in front of Parliament House in real life, and they recreated it on this banknote. Well, recreated a section of it on this banknote. The mosaic is titled Possum and Wallaby Dreaming, and it was made by a Walkery artist. Very beautiful. And next, of course, we have these commemorative coins. This one is for the Torres Strait Islander flag, which I'm sure you guys remember seeing on on the other channel. Right here, we'll zoom in and see the coin. Torres Strait Islander flag, 1985 to 2025. And then this is what it says on the back. For thousands of years, the people of the Torres Strait have relied on the sea and island for their existence. Beyond economic and employment opportunities, these natural resources are integral to their connection with country. Shaping social and cultural practices. The Torres Strait Islander flag, designed by the late Bernard Narmok, symbolizes the fundamental relationship and the pride and unity of the Torres Strait Islander people. In 2025, the Royal Mint celebrates the 30th anniversary of the flag being proclaimed an official flag. And last but not least, we have an Aboriginal flag coin. So this one was made for the 50th anniversary of the Aboriginal flag. Flag designed by the artist Harold Thomas in 71. And if we actually get it out, flick this open, you can see the coin right here. Beautiful colored coin. Right, and that's at the current point in time, this is all the coins that have aspects of indigenous culture in them. However, with the $5 banknote, since the Queen has passed, rather than replacing it with the new monarch, we have decided that we will replace it with an aspect of indigenous culture. So when those banknotes are made and I get my hands on one, you will see it in a future video. Either way, I hope you enjoyed. Peace.